What is a milk protein allergy? No, it is not what you think. Your baby is not allergic to your breast milk, but your baby is allergic to the foods that you are eating that may be extracted in your breast milk. Now, listen. It could be anything and everything. It really depends on what your baby is having aversions to. And one of the most common ones is the cow milk protein that you are probably giving to your baby through your breast milk as you are eating dairy products. This is why it's important that if your baby does have cow milk allergy, that you completely cut out dairy. And believe it or not, it can take up to a month before you actually see a difference in your baby's fussiness level, because that's how long you need to actually clear it out from your system. Do not confuse this milk protein allergy to lactose intolerance. Those are completely two different things. Lactose intolerance is when the baby is unable to break down lactose, whereas milk protein allergy is basically the baby just does not react well to cow milk proteins. What are the symptoms of an allergic reaction to cow's milk? It can be a lot of things. What really made us feel like our baby might have cow milk allergy is the fact that he was so colicky, nonstop crying, but it can be wheezing, vomiting, skin rash, loose stools, diarrhea, slowed weight gain or height. It could be many different things. I am not a doctor, so you definitely need to check with your pediatrician. We ended up going to allergists to figure out if that's what our baby had, and there was really no test that they were able to run. It was just them telling me cut dairy out and see if that helps your baby, be less upset and not cry as much. Well, that's not what I wanted to hear, because that's probably, if not one of the hardest times of my life, was that postpartum period with my first baby, because he was so colicky and I was experiencing a lot of anxiety and depression. I went ahead and cut out all dairy products. And believe me, that does not just mean milk, okay? You need to look at the ingredients list, because some things that say, oh, this is milk free, does not necessarily mean it's dairy free. Those products may contain milk products. Some things you can look out for can be like milk solids, non-fat milk, buttermilk solids, chocolate, half and half, curds, whey solids, caseinate, sodium caseinate, lactoglobin, lactose, ghee, custard, malted milk, yogurt, cheese, cottage cheese, artificial natural flavors such as those for meat, poultry, canned fish, or potato chips. Unfortunately, food industry is huge and there's a lot of processed foods out there, and if you don't check the ingredient list and make sure that you are not eating any milk products or any dairy whatsoever, that you might be thinking that you cut out dairy, but you didn't really. It was actually one of the hardest things I've done to completely cut out anything that may be related to dairy. One of the questions I had was, if my baby truly does have cow milk allergy, do I just stop breastfeeding him? Am I really hurting him? And they told me you don't necessarily need to stop breastfeeding. So I didn't stop breastfeeding. I continued to breastfeed and just completely cut out milk products. As I stated before, this was not the reason why our baby had colic. So at a certain point, I did reintroduce dairy and our baby did eventually outgrow colic. But if you are interested in the other methods that we looked into and tried to get rid of the colic and how we dealt with colic, make sure to check out my other video in the description box below. I do want to note that not only did I cut out dairy products, I cut out soy products, I cut out anything that could truly create a bad reaction in my baby. So I was eating very, very, very clean. And at that point, after a while, when I realized that he was not really getting any better, I even went and changed to strictly giving him formula for a few weeks. That didn't change anything. So I went back and I gave him the milk that I had already in the freezer and continued to breastfeed him. I know this is a difficult time for you. Make sure to check with your pediatrician or an allergist on all of this, and I really wish you the best. And remember, this does not last forever. Times will get easier. You are awesome, and remember to be a shark.